this: grid failure, a severe winter freeze, a localized infrastructure collapse. You turn on the tap, it works for a moment and then dry. You drive to the store, shelves are wiped clean. Most Americans can survive weeks without food, but everyone can only last about 3 days without water. Today on Wolverine Prepper, we're going to talk about water, how to get it and how to clean it in an emergency. Let's get to it. So let's keep in mind the baseline that everyone should be following. Every member of your family, including pets, need 1 gallon of water per day. And that's just for hydration. At a half gallon per person for hygiene and cooking. For a family of 4, like the Wolverine Preppers, that's 28 gallons of water per week. The reality, maintaining that size of plastic water jugs takes in a massive amount of floor space, requires constant rotation, and is just way too hard to maintain. That's why relying on bottled water and pre-cleaned water jugs is not reality and is not a long-term plan. So what you really need to do is learn how to obtain water on your property, and most importantly, make it drinkable. So when the tap goes dry, you do have a full roster of potential water solutions. Bathtub bladders, also known as WaterBOBs. If you get early warning before a storm or before this potential outage, you can store 65 to 100 gallons of water that's drinkable and usable just in your bathtub using one of these bladders. Your water heater holds 30 to 50 gallons of water that is just sitting there waiting for you to use it if needed. Swimming pools, hot tubs, all potential ways to obtain water. Streams, ponds, depending on what type of environment you live in. Rainwater harvesting is so easy. I mean, God is giving it to you. Why not store it? Have a few rain barrels, and I would put them in places where people just can't see them from the front of your house. Then people don't know what you're doing. Now, with that one, I want to put out this legal notice. I am not a lawyer. I don't know the laws in every state. And sadly, there are states that have made it illegal to collect rainwater. So you do whatever you need to do, and you follow the laws that you feel you need to follow. But not just rain barrels. You can put out 5-gallon buckets, tarps, whatever you need to collect water, you can use. Dehumidifiers and AC units. They are pulling water right out of the air, and it's water that's drinkable. While indoor bladders give you great immediate storage, today we're actually going to deep dive into the last 2 options that I brought up. And we're going to be testing out 2 solutions from a company called Membrane Solution. Their personal water filter straw and their gravity-fed water system to see how they turn raw water into safe drinking water. Now, full disclosure, Membrane Solutions did approach me and asked me to try out these 2 water filtering systems, and I told them I would. No money has exchanged hands, and my opinion on how these work are mine and mine alone. As a matter of fact, I have a name brand version of both of these systems, so I'm actually really interested to see how well they compare. Let's start with the most obvious bulk source that is, in a lot of places, always in supply. Rainwater. When it rains, you can collect dozens of gallons of water in minutes using buckets or rain barrels at your downspouts. This is water that I got out of my rainwater catchment system. It looks clean on camera, right? But as rainwater falls through the air and comes down your roof, it picks up all kinds of nasty stuff. Bird droppings, shingle chemicals, pollen, and dust. Drinking rainwater directly off the roof line raw is a fast track to a severe stomach bug. And the last thing in this type of emergency situation you need is a stomach bug. It's a fantastic volume source of water, but must be purified. The next source is one that most people overlook, and it actually is one that hit me one day. I have a dehumidifier that runs in my basement. If I don't, it gets kind of funky in my basement. And as I'm dumping water out of the bin into the sink, I was thinking one day, this would be a perfect source in an emergency to be able to get water. Do not drink it right out of the container. Most people assume because it's condensation, it's distilled water and can be drank. It's not. The water condenses on metal coils that can leach heavy metals into the water. Plus, those dark, damp water reservoirs are a breeding ground for bacteria. My safety warning for you: dehumidifier water carries a high risk of heavy metals leaching from internal coils and bacterial buildup in the reservoirs. Filtration must be done before drinking. I have here 2 glasses. One with rainwater runoff collected in my property, and the other one from my humidifier in my basement. And then I have 2 ways to clean that water. One is the personal straw filter by Membrane Solutions, and the other one is a gravity-fed bag. To make any type of gathered water clean to drink, what you need is a barrier for filtration. Both of these systems from Membrane Solutions use a 0.1 hollow fiber ultrafiltration membrane. The pores inside these microscopic tubes are small enough that water molecules can pass through, but 99.999999999% of bacteria, parasites, giardia, and microplastics get physically blocked. If you're enjoying this video and you want more content like this, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. What I have here is the personal straw filtration from Membrane Solutions. I know even in looks and design, it looks very similar to another one that we all probably know, Life Straw. What I love about this is they've also incorporated one of the things that Life Straw has, and this is the bottom end that you would stick into your water source. It does have threading on the inside. So if I have a bottle, a 20-ounce bottle, in Michigan we call it a pop bottle. If I have a 20-ounce pop bottle, I can actually fill that with water. I can screw this on, and then I can use it like this to drink from. Or I can dip this into the source that I'm drinking from, and I can drink from it. These are perfect for bug out bags, for get home bags, for any of these type of things where you need something light that you can just drink quickly, or like I said, you can obtain that pop bottle and you can screw this on there. This is perfect for that. Now in here is all of the membranes and the filtration. You can filter up to 1,000 gallons of water with this straw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how it works. I poured some of this water into this cup here, just a little easier to handle and maneuver. I'm going to dip it in here. I'm going to pop this cap off. And it takes some suction to really pull through that membrane. And that's the membrane is so tight that the water is the only thing coming through. So it does take some suction to really get it out, but it's coming out, and it really doesn't taste bad, being that it came from my dehumidifier. Now, if you're trying to supply water for your entire family, you're trying to hit that 1 gallon per person per day without standing over a sink all day, here's where a gravity-fed water bladder is really going to be helpful. Now, how this works is you have your bladder, you have your tube, and then you have your straw filter. I'm going to hook the tube at the bottom. Now, my recommendation is to try to, if you're getting water out of a dirty source, like a puddle or even a rain barrel, try to filter out as much debris as you can with like a cloth or something, because the more debris that's in here, it's going to clog in the bottom, or it's going to really start to clog up this straw, and then you're going to have a problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour the water, or some of the water from in here into this bladder, and then we're going to filter it out. Now you can see on here, here's your markings of how much water is in there. Here's directions on the bladder on how to use the bladder, and this can hold up to 6 liters max per filtration. We have a little bit of water in here from there. I wanted to keep some in that jar just so we can compare them after we're done. So what you're going to do is, once you put the water in there, you're going to wind this up like this, much like any of those dry bags or that kind of thing. You're going to clip it, and then what you're going to do is you're going to find a place to hang this. Now I'm going to hang this, and then we're going to filter it through. Okay, now we have it hung. What we're going to do is we're going to put this straw in the cup, and I'm actually going to put it on the ground to let it empty, and then we're going to compare them. So once you have this where you want it, you're going to unhook this little pincher and the water is already starting to filter through. What it's using is it's taking gravity and it's forcing the water into the tube and then into the straw. And then when you have what you need, you're going to take this pinch and you're going to pinch the straw closed or the tube closed. Now water's not going to go back and forth. All right, let me grab that cup and we're going to compare the water. All right, I don't know if you guys can really see the difference, but there is definitely a difference between this water and this water. This water looks a lot cleaner than this water. So now for the taste test. It's good. It tastes just like plain water. Really has no taste from rain or dirt or anything like that. It really tastes good. My family would drink this. I'm going to be honest with you. Meeting that requirement of 1 gallon per person per day for a family or a community is going to be tough if you're only relying on pre-treated stored water. Rainwater is an almost unlimited source for water for most of the people in the States. Dehumidifiers, hot water tanks are another great source of water. And if you can do it in time, the bathtub bladders are an amazing way to store water, which, like I showed you, I have one myself. And pairing these sources with a reliable 0.1 micron hollow fiber filter ensures that whatever water you collect won't make you or your family sick when you need it the most. Personal water straw, lightweight, perfect for bug out and get home bags. Like I said, a great way to collect from a bottle and just drink it right through the bottle. The gravity system is for your base camp. It's for the family or your community, and it's for bulk water filtration. I'm going to leave a link in the description below if you want to check out any of the setups that Membrane Solutions offers. And use the code Wolverine at checkout to get 20% off your purchase. And drop a comment and tell me, what's your main water backup strategy? I know not all of us live in a place where rain is plentiful. So what are you going to do if the taps shut off tomorrow? But that's going to be the video for today. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, share. If the hype button's still there, hit that hype button. But that's it for me. I'm Paul from Wolverine Prepper. Don't just get prepared, stay prepared. God bless you, and God bless the Republic.